Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear folks. Hopefully, you all will be fine. Very welcome to the second episode of virtual reality application development. Today, we are going to explore that how A-Frame.io works, and I will explore with you complete website of A-Frame. Let's move to the A-Frame. Here you can see that I have opened it to the Google. You just write it to the Google and open it. And then to explore it, the best way is that first start from the docs. Because docs give you a complete mechanism of understanding the whole mechanism of your A-Frame, that how it works. If you see that we have here docs first, you can study about the introduction, a complete structure. But before going on that structure, I will like to explore with you the other options as well. Here you can see that the blog, if you just click on the blog, then you will see that you have different news here regarding the A-Frame. For example, the latest A-Frame news is that it has been selected by Accelerator for a generative AI-based application system. For example, if you want to read about this one article, then you can go here, you can click on it. And then you can see here that A-Frame selected for the 2024 GitHub Accelerator. It means that A-Frame has very good potential for developing virtual reality applications. So if you want to read the complete news, you can just go here, you can click on this GitHub Accelerator, and you can read here the news that 2024 GitHub Accelerator meet the 11 projects shaping open source AI. It means that A-Frame is working for AI as well, and it is going to include generative AI for the generation of some sort of latest content which can be utilized with the virtual reality applications. So you can just read that one news, just see here that these are different uses. You can read complete news here. And if you want to know that about what thing is the specific, then you can see that it's clear that AI innovation is not just thriving, it is accelerating at a breathtaking pace across the globe and in the open. So you can read the other option as well here, complete that. So this one. So this is the complete news here that you can read in the blog option. In the second option, you can see the community. If you click on the community, then you can see that how the other people are working. You can join them, you can share your ideas with them, you can take their ideas, you can sit together, and then you can develop other things as well. So you can join the community from here. You can meet the core team as well. The core team, then you can see that this is the core team, Diego Matos, Kevin Nago, and Don McCurdy. They have developed this one, complete A-Frame mechanism. Okay, furthermore, the third option is the showcase. In showcase, you can see that A-Frame has been used in production by companies such as Al Jazeera, Amnesty International, CERN, Chevrolet, Google, Samsung, Disney, Ford, Magic, Leap, Mozilla, NASA, NPR, lot of companies. So it means the big names are working with A-Frame. So it means that we can utilize A-Frame technology for the, you can say, virtual reality application. So it is the best option that we can go to the business for the virtual reality applications. Here is the, for example, we can see that this one, Moonrider, has been developed by Supermedium, and then you can see that the other options here as well. You can explore other virtual reality applications which have been developed by different companies. For example, you can see here that this is the CERN. If you want to see the CERN, how it is working in virtual reality, then you can go open this application as well. Right now, for example, I can just open for you a Moonrider. I can click on it. Then it will give you an option. You can set your VR mode. You can sit, you can relax, you can on the music, and then you can feel that you're riding somewhere in the universe. So here is the complete theme. You have some sort of song settings here as well. You can set a song, and then you can enjoy. First, you can click on the begin. You can set a song of any choice. For example, this one song. You can play. And then you can set to your, here you can see that click here to enter VR. You can click here, you can wear your Oculus Quest 2, or you can wear your other options. For example, Google Cardboard, and then you can enjoy this one thing. So for here, you can go to the A-frame option. You can select any type of existing showcase option. You can explore what the world is doing in virtual reality. So this here you can see. Okay, other option is the GitHub. You know that GitHub is the repository which has the different type of codes. So you can go to GitHub, you can download here different codes of the A-frame, you can utilize them with your virtual reality application. Even you can download A-frame from here as well, from the GitHub. So this one is the option. Okay, you can join the Slack as well. You know that Slack is a basically a development system tool where we can manage the things, where we can manage our different type of projects. We can make the teams, we can build the teams, and we can take, we can assign them tasks. In the same way, we can join a Slack here, and we can have this is another way of joining a community as well. The other option is the Discord. Another way, it's a server for your option. You can join the different working groups here. Those are working in A-frame technology. So here is the newsletter, ask a question, and the same way. Okay. So fine. Go to the docs again. And the most important thing that I want to discuss with you is right now we have different versions here. The latest version is 1.6.0, and then you can start from the introduction. You can click on introduction, for example, and then you can study about the things, that how you can start the things, for example, getting started. I will discuss with you complete structure of the code after describing all of these things. But I will like that you read all these documents before starting the coding, because it will help you in building your logics. If you are not going to study them in detail, then you won't be able to develop your logics. For example, here is the installation option. But right now, I will just recommend you that as a beginner, you just use glitch.com instead of installing Apache server or WAMP server. You should go to the glitch.com. It will make your life easy. So a different now here. VR headset and WebXR browsers. It is giving you different type of things as well. For example, what browsers it is supporting. So these are the helping documents. You can study them. Then you can go the HTML and primitives. If you are beginner to the HTML, you can learn HTML here. You can study HTML here. For example, this one. This is the tag. You can see that, as I discussed with you, that when we add a behind any primitive, like this one, this is the right. When we add, then basically it is a scene. When we add a, then it is A-frame. Okay, you have a lot of examples of HTML. For example, if you just see that this is HTML tag, if you just select it, this one, then you will see that here is the closing of the HTML with slash button. For example, this one thing. And if you have a head, then you have a close of a head as well, this one. And if you're starting body, then you are closing the body as well. If I just discuss with you a few tags of HTML, then you can see that HTML tags are simple. But when we add a between those tags, then it becomes A-frame. So when I will discuss with you in detail the structure of the A-frame, then I will discuss with you that how the different HTML tags can be created using A-frame technology. Okay, fine. Here you can see HTML and primitives. You can just study them. For example, a box. So this is basically a box is a primitive where you are creating a box with color is the red and width is the 3. Here you can see that one, right? And then you are looking here. Here is the a entity. You can create ECS. Basically, A-frame is entity component system mechanism, entity component system mechanisms. So I will discuss with you entity component system mechanism in the future classes as well. Okay, right now the same way you can read about this one. As I was discussing with you that basically A-frame is basing on entity, component and system frames. So you can just read here that what does it mean and how it is working and what are the benefits of ECS include. Number one, greater flexibility when defining objects by mixing and matching reusable parts, eliminating the problems of long inheritance chains with complex interwoven functionality, and then further we can go for the promotions clean design via decoupling, encapsulation, modularization and reusability. And then we have most scalable way to build a VR application in terms of complexity. And the fifth usage is the proven architecture for 3D and VR development. So we can use all of these things using ECS. For example, these are the concepts. These are the basic definition of ECS involves number one, entities, second is the components, and third is the systems. Entities are containers, objects into which components can be attached. Entities are the base of all objects in the scene. Without components, entities neither do nor render anything, similar to empty data. Whereas the components are reusable modules or data containers that can be attached to entities to provide appearance, behavior, and/or functionality. Components are like plug and play for objects. All logic is implemented through components, and we define different types of objects by mixing, matching, and configuring components like alchemy. System provides global scope, management, and services of classes of components. Systems are often optional, but we can use them to separate logic and data. Systems handle the logic, components act as data containers. So basically, you can say that A-frame is based on entity, components, and systems. So you can study the complete mechanism here regarding ECS, Visual ECS. Then you can learn about JavaScript's events, and then the document object model. DOM stands for document object model. You know that HTML has another option which is DOM, which gives you complete structuring to the websites, and basically JavaScript use DOM to access the web pages. So you can study about DOM APIs here as well. If you are new to the JavaScripts, you can study JavaScript here as well. So you can go to the developing with 3.js. Okay, the important thing is what is 3.js? This is an important thing that we have to see. Okay, basically 3.js is basically a complete API which is giving you a mechanism where we can use A-frame technology, and basically it is a building block which is giving you a complete graphics library. So basically 3.js is a graphics library, and you can access 3.js on a different website as well. For example, if you go to the Google and you just write here then you will get 3.js. You can study 3.js here as well. That's a JavaScript 3D library. So basically JavaScript is using 3.js to build graphics in A-frame technology. You can study about 3.js here when you have some sort of time. I recommend you to study this one in a separate time, and then mix that one concept with your A-frame virtual reality application course. Let's come back to the other options that we were exploring. Okay, then you can study how we can write a component. Then you can study about basically writing. If we just see that components of A-frame's entity component framework are JavaScript modules that can be mixed, matched, and composed onto entities to build appearance, behavior, and functionality. We can register component in JavaScript and use it declaratively from the DOM. DOM, as I discussed with you, document object model. Components are configurable, reusable, and shareable. most code in an A-frame applications should live with components. So you can study that one, how we can write a component, this one, how we can register here, and you can just see here that it has been written between script, this one, script, right? And then basically we have utilized dart register component, and then we have declared a bar. So with the passage of time, when I will start coding classes with you, then I will explain with you that how we can utilize dart register component for writing components. Then we can go to the interactions and controllers. You know that basically virtual reality application is giving you some sort of a thrilling option where we can control options, where we can have a different type of things. For example, with Oculus Quest 2, we have handheld sensors. Those can be utilized to navigate through different scenes in virtual reality application. If you are playing games, then you can use those sensors. In the same way, you have with your Google Box, you have some sort of a thing where you can just wear your headset, and then by using eye gazing, you can use eye gaze, and then you can control the mechanisms. For example, if you want to open some option, or if you want to change a color of a box, then you will just see look on that one thing, then it is an eye gaze. But other options that we have controllers with Oculus Quest 2, where we can use our left or right hands, and when we can press the keys, and we can click the buttons, and then we can change some sort of a things in your virtual reality applications. So here you have different type of things. For example, we have events, and then we have a gaze-based interaction with cursor component, as I told with you, because most of your virtual reality headset have controllers where we can use gaze-based technology. We just look with eyes, and then we control the things. This one complete here, you can study that. And then here is the other thing. Second thing is the and here is JavaScript. We are controllers. So here you can see that for Oculus Touch, Meta Quest, and Oculus Go controllers. So you can see here track controllers components, how you will include them. You can. I'm just telling you what you have to read right now. I'm not explaining the things. I'm just telling you what you should read before starting over coding. So I'm just giving you some sort of tips where you can go, where you can read. So basically spend your 1 or 2 days before starting coding on these documents. Sit, have your cup of coffee, and study them in detail. Then you will be able, when you will be able to understand these basics concepts, then you will be able to do the coding in depth. So you can just here, you can just read complete coding here. For example, as I told you, hand control components, and then listening for buttons and access events, adding laser interaction for controllers, so whatever the things. So you can study all of them. Then you have 3D models, how to build, where to build, or where from we can get free 3D models. For example, these are the animating models. You can go to the Blender tutorials, you can go to the workflow, you can study, and then they have given some sort of 3D models, included Sketchfab. You can click on the Sketchfab. You can go here, you can download, you can add them to the assets. There's asset folders in your virtual reality application development ID, where you can add these 3D models, and then you can use them. For example, the most popular is the Sketchfab, from where we download over different 3D models and then we use them in our virtual reality applications. So, for example, and for free example, loading 3D models. Here you can see that different models. If you want to buy them, or do you want to get free, so then you have to just click on the buy 3D models for businesses or whatever the things. So here you have different options. These are the free. You can just sign up, and then you can download your free 3D models from Sketchfab. In the same way, you can go to the Clear.io, you can go to the Archive 3D, TurboSquid, how to create. If you want to create your own models, you can use the following models like Supercraft, Blender, Magic Voxel, Autodesk Maya, or Maxis Cinema. So you can use these softwares as well. Then the next thing is the Visual Inspector and Dev tools. So you can use them as well. For example, you can inspect how you will inspect your code, how you basically inspect is giving you some sort of easiness that how we can start developing. When you are doing some sort of coding, the same thing can be done by just clicking on it. So A-Frame Inspector gives you such power. I will explain them in detail when I will go to the coding mechanisms. Okay folks, in the next lecture, I will start with you building a basic scene. From here, we will see that how we can start building our basic scene in A-Frame Visual Technology Application System, inshallah. So see you in the next lecture. Khuda Hafiz.